Hey, everybody, welcome back to Bump and Run with Matt Bowen. I'm Sid Rosenberg for OpenSports.com and the National Football Post. Let's welcome in former NFL safety and featured writer for the National Football Post, my friend Matt Bowen, to break down the latest happenings after week number 9 of the National Football League. Matty, how are you, pal?
I'm doing good. I'm doing a lot better than your New York Giants said. They're struggling.
Really are struggling. That's 4 straight losses. We may as well start there. I was not going to pick on the team you played for, the Redskins, who at 2-6 are probably worse than the Giants. But if you want to go there, Matty, 4 straight losses now. I blame the Giant coaching staff for being ultra-conservative. When the Giants have a 3-point lead and make that interception, they score a touchdown there, game over. They got conservative, tried to run out the clock, and they let Phil Rivers have a chance to win the game. I blame the coaching staff. What about that?
Well, I think they're part of it, and I think, look at the Giants. They're making little mistakes. After that interception you're talking about, to get that holding call that takes them out of scoring position. And then, they let Philip Rivers march down the field at him. Look at Corey Webster. That's just a basic 7 route he gave up for the winning score. You got to find the ball, and you got to know where your help is. That's not what we're used to seeing from the Giants.
No, it's fair. The pass rush is gone. The secondary's been beat up and terrible, and they're just not the same team. Obviously now 5-4. Mired in a 4-game losing streak. Tony Dungy has been a mentor to Michael Vick in his return to the NFL. Vick has not gotten on the field much with the Eagles, leading Dungy to speculate Sunday night that Buffalo might be where Vick ends up next season. A, what's going on with Vick in Philadelphia? And B, do you think Buffalo is a good fit for Michael next year?
Well, I think we're kind of really seeing what this signing was all about. It was almost, a free pass for Vick to get back in the league because he's not going to play. He never was going to play from what I can see. He's a third-string quarterback. He's only thrown 6 passes. And even Vic himself said yesterday that it's a daily struggle being in Philadelphia. So he's going to be gone next year. Philly's not going to pay that salary. And, Dungy's comments, it kind of makes sense about the Bills right now because you think if they struggle down the stretch, Dick Duran's going to be gone, a whole new staff, and Trent Edwards really hasn't done enough for him to have that great job security next year. Do you see that? I don't see that happening.
No, I don't. I am not a big fan of Trent Edwards in Buffalo. I don't think Trent Edwards is a starting quarterback in this league. I really don't. This season, Larry Johnson, Matt, looked like he lost a step. Now he's lost his job in Kansas City. Do you think Larry Johnson can be a viable back somewhere else in the National Football League?
I think someone will pick him up. It's the old saying in the NFL, we talk all the time about players having baggage, players having problems off the field. But if some team can find a way to get him on the field, leads to production, he'll get picked up. You look around the league, one team I really like for him to go is Jacksonville. Maurice Jones-Drew had 32 touches there. That's way too much. They need to find another back. A place like Seattle, they're struggling running the ball. They cut Edgerrin James. They take another chance. And we always have to say the Patriots because they always look at every veteran that's available on the street. So that's an option. And, the Redskins have talked about it, and that's no surprise either. He's a big name. Dan Snyder likes big names. But I think someone will pick him up. It might not happen this week, but it will happen. And he'll finish out the season with someone and become a free agent after the year.
I agree with you. The Pats are interesting because Corey Dillon, trouble in Cincinnati, went to play for Belichick. He kind of turned it around. Maybe Larry Johnson can be the 2009-2010 version of Corey Dillon. About a month ago, right here on this show, Matt, we talked about the Cowboys being in disarray. Since then, 4 straight wins with Tony Romo leading the way, 9 touchdown passes, just 1 interception. This is not the Tony Romo we're used to. What's going on with Tony in Dallas?
He's playing great, man. I mean, he really is. The other night, he was great. The only bad ball he threw against the Eagles was that seam route he tried to force the win. But, he's spreading the football around. Roy Williams did, complain about it in the media last week, and he got 5 passes. Jason Witten's always going to be the leading receiver. And Miles Austin is opening up a whole new playbook for Tony Romo because he could throw the ball to the flat. He could throw the intermediate passing game, and he could turn that into a touchdown. He's just playing such at a high level right now, and they're protecting him. We saw the other night that the offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys is better than the Philadelphia Eagles. When you have a good line, the quarterback's going to be successful. And right now, they're the best team in the East, and he's the best quarterback in the East.
Agreed. Now, the new feature we've added to Bump and Run this week, it's Bowen's Cream of the Crop. Matt, you're going to give us your top 5 teams in the NFL heading into a week number 10. Let's start with it. 1 through 5, Matty, who's number 1?
You got to go with the Saints because they're a complete team. They run the ball. They got Breeze. They can score in defense. Indianapolis is right after them. The only issue with Indianapolis right now is Peyton Manning's throwing the ball too much. Can they survive when Manning throws 40 passes in the first half? I don't know. Then you got to go with the Patriots. The Patriots are back. We had questions about them early in the season, but they're playing good football. They're going to win the East. And after last night, you got to go with the Steelers at number 4. Their defense is starting to make plays, and Big Ben is an MVP candidate. And number 5, got to go with the Vikings. I know they had a week off, but they only have one loss for a reason. Brett Favre is playing great. They got AP, and they got that defensive line. They're going to win the North. They're going to be a Super Bowl contender.
I don't disagree. Last one, though, Denver right now, they've lost 2 straight at 6-2. They're kind of fading here. But what about the Bengals? Another impressive victory over Baltimore this weekend. They've beaten Pittsburgh this year, tied for first at 6-2. Are the Bengals right there?
Yeah, they're right outside that top 5 because they can run the ball. Look at Sid Benson's doing. Look at Mike Zimmer's defense. That's kind of the no-name defense. You walk up to anyone on the street and ask them to play defense for the Bengals, they probably won't know what to say. But they're playing great defense. They shut down the Ravens this week. And, I mean, they're in first place. They're a first-place team. Give them credit.
Absolutely. All right, Matt, as always, great job. Love doing this with you. We'll see you again next week right here on the Bump and Run. Enjoy this week in the National Football League. Again, thank you so much, buddy.
All right, good luck to your Giants. All right, see if they can win some games.
We need a lot of luck, man. We need some prayers. Thank you, Matty. You can follow Matt on Twitter at MattBowen41 and catch all of his great writing, and it is great writing, at nfpost.com. For my good friend Matt Bowen, I'm Sid Rosenberg. And as always, folks, enjoy the football. We'll see you next time.